Yes, welcome to my SLW600. Now I am started recording it, and here I am giving by the nature of the law can be divided into the civil law and criminal law. And regarding the civil law is concerned, it is man to man or individual to individual, or a man or individual to the state, a state to the individual. Even a state also an entity, we can sue the state, a state can sue it, but state is not an individual, but it is having its own privileges and immunities. Is it clear? Sir, in one breath you told, no sir, it's difficult for us, pole, sir. Okay, civil law is all law other than the criminal law. If I ask you, who is a man? And you know, a intelligent person said, if you say, who is the man? And he says, other than the woman is man. Other than the woman is man. That is a negative way of giving the answer to the question. So here also the same, what is the civil law means? Civil law is all law other than the criminal law. Other than the criminal law is the civil law, according to this statement, such as property law is a civil law, which governs the transfer and the ownership of the property, and a contract is the civil law, and which is the law of the personal agreements. And when a person has a grievances and it can't be settled by other way, then an action to be taken where the court will settle the difference. If any person get any dispute, they can approach to the court. Am I right? Or we can say in the beautiful terminology, they can tap the door of a court. Tap. Najwa, not bomba. Bomba tap. Spelling? What about this tap? Spelling? Same. No change. Depending on the context, we can take it. Tap the door. But here this is not tap, pat. What is that? Sama? Pat. P-A-T, pat. Najwa? Patting is a sign of what? Good. I appreciate you. That is patting. Patting is different and Sama? Punch. Sir, kick is with the leg, hand with the punch. Sister, are you following me? Come this side. Kaimbele. So now the question comes, if any disputes comes over there, that can be resolved by the tapping the door of the court. Sir, in the olden days, there is no court. In the olden days, there is no court. Where the people used to go? Moshe, in the olden times, there is no court. To resolve the dispute, where the people used to go? Shamba. Sema. Say loudly.
The chief.
They go to the clan leader. Am I right? After the clan leader, they change to the priest. It went to the church. After that one, that's why we can see the chancery divisions and king's divisions and so forth. In the golden days, they used to make it out. But here, people will tap the door of the court for the civil suits are concerned. This type of the law is called the tort law, and where a person is injured over there, and if any person's right is violated, then we can say it is a tort law. And it is civil action in which an individual asks to be compensated for the personal harm done to him or her. In tort law, generally we cannot go to the court, number one. Of course, it is not a criminal case. No doubt it may be a criminal case like a motor accident. Motor accident case is the criminal case or the civil case? It is a both. an individual who got victim file a civil action and the police department or traffic police file a case. Yes, do you want to share with me anything? If you want to share with me, say loudly. Unmute and say. Rutambuka. Mute it or you speak it. Do or die. Only two options. Yes, I appreciate. You closed your microphone. Yes, coming to the point is, traffic police will file a criminal action and an individual for getting the remedy, he will file a civil action. So it's both civil wrong and a criminal wrong. Certain thoughts are, you might have studied both civil wrong and criminal wrong. Namely, anyone can give you? Mishimiwa. Some thoughts are civil wrong as well as the criminal wrong. Can you give one example? Say, I don't know.
Trespass.
Yes.
Trespass.
Trespass, not exactly, but trespass is generally we can say it's a criminal wrong. Because, yes, assault and battery. Assault will say the civil wrong and battery will say the criminal wrong. And both the way we can file a case against in the court and after giving the police complaint. But a beautiful example we can say the public nuisance, private nuisance. Public nuisance is a criminal wrong and civil wrong is a private nuisance. And I can also give an example is defamation. If an individual is defamed over there, it's a private defamation. If by the defamation public order is disturbed, then we can say it's a public defamation. In both the way we can make it out. But in the civil action, generally the individual and who is the victim will go to the court and file a case in the court of law. So that's the way difference we can make it out. And here also I have given if you happen to see on the screen, you could see it here. The harm may be either physical or mental and include such wrongful acts of trespassing, assault and battery, invasion of the privacy, libel, false and injurious writing against you, and last but not the least, slander, false or injurious writing. These are all comes both the sometimes civil wrong as well as the criminal wrong also by the nature of the act which is done. So intentional wrongs are there. Intentional wrongs where the remedy is lot of money should be paid because he did it intentionally. So those are all said to be the civil wrongs. And torts happen when someone is injured by the action of another. Remember, O.J. Simpson said, who was found not guilty during the criminal trial, but was found guilty during the civil trial. Suppose in the road accident cases, in the criminal law, where the perpetrator is acquitted, his acquittal doesn't bar for the civil action in the civil court for the civil damages. I don't know how many people got my point. If any person is acquitted in the criminal case, it is not a bar for the civil action when the two cases are going on parallelly. Like a motor accident case, two cases are going on parallel. One is the state will file it, means road traffic police will file the case, and civil case, the injured or on behalf of the injured, somebody will file the case when the injured is no more. And that is a civil action. Both will go together. Suppose in the motor accident, in the criminal case, if that person is not convicted, acquitted, it does not bar that a civil action will not be stopped. That's what I want to convey to you. Is it a bouncer or something went hapa? Jew. In a criminal action, if any person is acquitted, does not bar for the civil action. If any case is going on against that person in the civil matters. That's what I said now. So, criminal trials are based on the evidence beyond a reasonable doubt, and while civil cases are evidence only to the prove the preponderance of the evidence probability. In the civil law, it is based on preponderance of the evidence, means effectiveness on the evidence, based on the evidence in civil law. But in a criminal law, beyond the reasonable doubt. So what is the maxim is there? Let the 99 convicts may be acquitted, but not a single innocent cannot be convicted. Did you get my point? Let 99 guilty persons may be acquitted, but not a single innocent should be convicted. That is called beyond the reasonable doubt in criminal cases. Is it clear? Beyond the reasonable doubt means what? There should not be any decimal 0.1 also doubt should not be there. It should be very much clear. Then only that fellow would be convicted. Otherwise, he will be acquitted. That is the meaning of civil law and criminal law difference is there. And the civil law is a preponderance of the evidence. It is based on it. So that is the same thing. Beyond a reasonable doubt, while for the civil case, the evidence only to prove the preponderance of the evidence or probability of the evidence. A violation of the civil law may also happen when behavior indirectly causes injury to the starts a chain of events that end in some starts are similar to the criminal acts, and that is why a person can be held on both counts. For example, one man hits another in the mouth or on the face. It is possible for the assailant to be charged with the state with assault or battery, be imprisoned, but be sued by the victim in tort action of assault, in which the attacker will have to pay the victim. If somebody will punch on the face of it, a criminal action would be against him by the state, and the injured who got the punch, he can file a civil action under the tort. That is what I want to say. Two actions will go together, like assault or battery. Battery is a criminal wrong and assault is a civil wrong, where we can make the two actions will go together. And in criminal action, what is the sanction? Criminal action, what are the decision? What is the outcome? Blended mode people, online and offline, give me the answer. Did you understand my question first? Yes? In criminal action, imprisonment. In civil action, compensation in the form of damages. But sometimes community service also be there. Please note the point. Community service. Shamba Kulima. Yes, instead of keeping in the prison, Shamba Kulima Kila Sikupale. So they will take the services. Do you think that the prisoners are kept free food there in the prison? Do they get the free food? They have taken the work from them and they will give the food. Of course, if the remuneration is more there, they will keep it and they will give at the time of release. Are you following me? They don't take everything for the chakula. No. Not like that. They do keep something for his livelihood, because most of the prison people will have the, like basket knitting, shoemaking, tailoring, knitting the other things, textile, and with the, what is that, guinea bags. Guinea bags, they knit nice curtains, and doormats, floor mats. So these are the people, they will be paid more. Of course, they will give something to them for their, when they release, they will give that amount. That is a general practice. I don't know what is there here in Tanzania, but anywhere the law is law and everybody should have to follow the same. For example, so that is the example which I have given over here. And important similarity between the criminal law and the civil law is they have common purpose, that is to control the people's behavior and setting the limits on what was permissible in this country. Always, limitation is a very important factor for the man's growth. Limit yourself, boundary yourself, then the growth would be there. So, now let us see the criminal law is concerned. A criminal law means a body of rules, statutes that define the conduct prohibited by the government because it threatens the harms the public safety and welfare, and that establish the punishment to be imposed for the commission of such an act. If he does anything wrong to another person, do you think that other person will keep quiet even though he is not physically strong enough to retaliate you? He will go to the police station, make the complaint. Suppose if it is a very much strong, like a 2-dan, black belt, then definitely he will retaliate on the spot. Are you following me? Do you know karate? Only hard are practiced. Hard are practiced. Give me the answer. Did you practice karate or merely heard karate? That is my question. If a man who is good in martial arts, suppose somebody is beating him, he will take the defense there itself only. I say self-defense, not to kill him. But he can give the complaint to the police later on. So no man should have to take the law into their own hand. No man should have to take the law into their own hand. You have to give the application complaint. Of course, for the self-defense, yes, you can make yourself defend your body, defend your property. Yes, we can do so. So that is the thing. The term criminal law generally refers to the substantial criminal laws. Substantial criminal laws define the crimes and maybe establish the punishment, like Tanzania Penal Code. What is the cap?
Cap 16.
Yes?
16.
16. See, you are off. You are on side, you are not giving the answer, but the online people are giving the answer to me. Sir, we are Ogopa. What Ogopa? Mimi meza vive. Mimi benafsi damu. Sio Simba. Umepata? Did you get my point? Say yes. But you are getting clear. Yes. Okay, now come to the point. Criminal procedure describes the process through which the criminal laws are enforced. For example, the law prohibiting the murder is a substantial criminal law, which is there in the IPC, and where it shows what actions are, where you can get the life imprisonment and the offenses in the substantial law. The manner in which the government enforces this substantial law through the procedure, through the gathering of evidence and prosecution, is generally considered a procedural matter. Crimes are usually categorized as the felonies or misdemeanor. Of course, these are the USA terminology, and based on the nature and the maximum punishment that can be imposed. If the gravity of the offense is more, punishment is more. If the gravity of the offense is less, the punishment is less. It is proportionate to the gravity of the offense. What punishment? Most state criminals have subdivided felonies into different classes, varying the degrees of punishment. How? The Tanzanian context, all crimes are termed crimes. Sir, what is the difference between a crime and an offense? Anyone? Both online and offline. I repeat the question. What is the difference between the offense and crime? Yes, anyone can unmute and give me the answer. And here you can directly give me the answer in the loud voice. Both are the same thing. No. The concept of the crime is day by day changed, and they are saying the offense. But the gravity of the offense is, gravity of the act is more, we don't say it is an offense, we say crime. Like smoking in a public place is a crime or an offense? It is an offense. We don't say crime. Smoking in a public place is a offense. We don't say crime. But killing a person is a crime. Because there is an intention, there is a harsh force, there is no reasonableness, and many other factors will come out. And hence we can say, that is the reason we can say that socio-economic are not the crimes, offenses. Socio-economic offenses, and which are said to be the white-collar crimes. Blue-collar crimes means rape, murder, dacoity, all criminal wrongs, and where we term as a crime. But others, we will say the offenses. So smoking in a public place is an offense. That is a particular word, because the gravity is very less. Urination in the public place is also the same offense. Going on thoroughfare, you know thoroughfare? Sometimes you saw the Tangazo. It is not a thoroughfare, it is written. Means this is not the public road. You can use it. We are allowing it. Doesn't mean that you are allowing you for everywhere. No. It is not a thoroughfare. They will keep the caution board. So the objection would be there. You are using now, okay. But you cannot have the right to claim. Sir, we are using the road more than 20 years. So law of prescription will work over there. Answer no. Because he already put the objection. So, such is the thing where how the criminal act and propensity, crime and offenses. The crimes are termed crimes. Crimes that don't amount to felonies or misdemeanors or violations. A misdemeanor means a smaller amount of the crime. Misconduct, which the law prescribes the punishment for the no more than 1 year or prison. For a simple reason. Suppose if I ask you, I don't know whether it's true or not in Tanzania, don't ask a woman's age. Is it correct? Don't ask a woman age, umri gani. We are not supposed to ask the kike. Same. And don't ask the salary of a man. Am I right? Why you are dumb like say yes or no? Say yes or no. It is a universal truth. It is a universal truth. Don't ask a woman age and don't ask the, did I say husband salary? I say man salary. Because they feel guilty. If you say a married woman, I think that you look like a young girl, she will feel. Because women's needs praise. She is hungry of the praise. Please praise your 2 words for a woman. What you are going to lose it? Please. No, it doesn't mean that we are fooling him. No. A praise is a most important factor. If any person did a small thing, also praise him. And that is a good habit. If any good deed is done by somebody else, praise them and praise him. Is it clear? But I already told in the class, don't reveal the secret to a woman, including your wife. Because they cannot digest this. Unless they tapika, vomit, they're comfortable now. That is the woman tendency. Is it true? People say not merely by doing the research, they will say. Okay. Now certain things are universal truth, nobody could deny it. So now comes to the point is a small traffic offenses, lesser offenses, parking offenses. We don't say crime, we say offenses. And often called the violations are considered a part of criminal law. Criminal law requires either of the following. One should be intent is there or there, malice is there or motive is there, not we could see it in criminal actions or criminal acts. And we also see that actus non facit reum nisi mensitria. It's a Latin maxim. Merely act is not itself is not amounts to crime unless until a person is having a criminal intent, a guilty mind. So actus non facit reum nisi mensitria. Again, one who alleges must prove the allegation, and ignorance of the law never excuses. Ignorantia juris non excusat. Ignorantia juris non excusat means ignorance of law is no excuse. But ignorance of fact is excusable. What do you say in Latin terminology? Ignorantia facit excusat. Ignorantia juris non excusat. That is, ignorance of the law is no excuse and ignorance of fact is excused. So that is the thing. The main purpose of the criminal law is to give the state the power to protect the public form and from harm by punishing the individual whose action threatened the social order and things. The purpose of the public law, the purpose of the criminal law, to see that no one can infringe the rights of the others. And no one can harm the other person. No one can injure the other person. And no one can threaten the other person in the society. In tort law, the harm or injury is considered a private wrong, and the main concern is to compensate the victim for the harm and was inflicted of them. In tort law, generally it is a individual disputes are there. Impersonal disputes are there. And where the damages are only compensation. But there is no question of that fellow should be punished in the imprisonment. Incarceration. Najwa. Najwa Sijui. Sema. Sir, we don't
Najwa.
Asante. Sema, nomana, sema. What it means? What it means? Incarceration means keeping behind the bar. Imprisonment. Why you are looking at me as if that I am giving a new word to you? Andika Pale, check in your smartphone, incarceration, and you will get the answer. Spelling Incarciation. Incarceration. That is the word. Sister, if you miss my class, you miss many things in addition to the course outline. Is it clear? Say loudly. Kama Simba.
Yes.
Simba Kike. Okay. Simba Kike.
Yes.
I appreciate. Even when you say the truth also, even say the wrong also in the court of the law, the other people doesn't know that what is right and wrong, and he fear that, this fellow is saying correct, I think, and he will keep quiet. You can play with the feeling of the other people. Even though it is wrong, you can say directly, as if that is the right. Doesn't matter. A wrong is wrong. But we need not to beat around the bush. Say it right, what you have in your mind. That is very important factor in the practice. Your argumentation. Did you see any time a lawyer is deaf, dumb, and blind? Hapana, Hapana, capital letter, bold, kati, no underline, no punctuation. Is it clear? That is the rule of writing the research report. All three organs should be very much nice. Ear, cyclism, very. A good learner is a good listener. Number two, you can see, watch, read the body movement. Observe the body movement. Am I giving the lecture by folding the hands like a preacher? Am I? Say no. See, I have to give the answer, say no. Sir, first of all, your king reza is ghumu. Second, you are go such a fast way. Before we could understand the last word, you make the another new word. When you're catching the last word and correcting the new word, and will be the confusion. We lose the link. No. Pole, you will understand it. Only 4 minutes are left. So, intent, malice, motive are a very important factor in the criminal law. And general principle here is, I told you that already, the maxim. And the main purpose of the criminal law is to give the state power to protect the public from harm. The power will be given. In tort law, is harm, is injury, is considering the private wrong. And the main concern is to compensate the victim for the harm that was inflicted for them in tort law. And the criminal action, the state initiate the legal proceedings by bringing the charges against the criminal, then prosecuting him or her in the court of the law. Charges, we can say counts also, in American terminology. How many counts are there? Means how many counts of charges are imposed on him. That is the make. So charges, in the common law terminology, we will use the charges. And charge sheet will be framed by whom? Charge sheet is framed by whom?
State, Your Republic.
An investigating officer who is investigating the case. Not SHO. Means station house officer, no. A person who is assigned for the investigation and he has to frame the charge sheet. Of course, those who handle in the jurisdiction, generally it is he who investigates it. Sometimes the workload is there, then they can appoint the other person also. So these are the prosecuting way they will make it out. And criminal law is broken, the state will to proceed to impose the sentence against the defendant, such as imprisonment, and probation or fine are payable to the state. Drunken driving. People will come at a hapa. Police will catch you, drunken driving. On the road, answer is yes or no. Drunken driving, people will catch in the road, on the road. Traffic police. Why you are saying that? Neither saying nothing. It is there everywhere, anywhere in the world. They will take the breathing test. How much alcohol percent should be there? 0.03% if it is found, it is amount to drunken driving. 0.03% alcohol content they found at the time, it is a drunken driving, and you will be fined accordingly. Either you pay the fine on the spot, or you can go to the court, you pay the fine in the court. Next day you have to go over there. Okay, if you are drunken, please don't drive it. You sit, boda, back seat, sema gani, Kiingereza? Huh? What she's saying? A person who is driving is called rider. A person who is sitting at the back is called passenger. Pole. Pillion rider. What is the word? Pillion. Pillion. Pillion rider. Of course, when you pay, you say passenger. But actually, pillion rider. Pillion. Pillion rider. Spelling, rider spelling. R-Y-D-E-R or R-A-I-D-E-R. Sema? We don't know. Sijui. R-Y-D-E-R rider.
Tubariki